Today in the house we have a brand new monitor, and this one is something special. It's a very expensive professional category 4K monitor and costs almost like 60,000 rupees, guys. Now you guys might be like, what? What's so special about that, Vimal? Arey, that is what I'll tell you in this video. Nah, it's got some crazy unique features that you might have never seen on any other monitors. So guys, thing is, I've reviewed so many monitors in the past and most of them were like gaming related monitors. But now purpose was completely different. I was looking for like a professional category 4K monitor, mainly for like editing, color grading my videos, especially for my YouTube, content creation sort of usage. So in the meantime, ViewSonic reached out to me and said, hey Vimal, we have something, specially targeted for this sort of usage, made for content creators, and we'd like you to check it out and make a video on that on your channel. And there you go, the monitor has just arrived, and I've been using this monitor for the past couple of days, and I'll be sharing like my complete experience on this product. So this is ViewSonic's professional category 4K monitor VP2785, guys, and let me tell you, it's got some crazy features made specially for photographers and filmmakers. So without wasting any more time, let's get started with the video. So a new monitor from ViewSonic comes in this sort of box packaging, quite a big one I can say, and packaging looks pretty similar to their other models. Their traditional brown and red color theme on it. You've got the ViewSonic branding on the front. Model we'll be checking out today is VP2785, which is a 27-inch 4K Color Pro monitor made specially for professionals. Over here it says that it's powered by X-Rite calibration. This is something related to hardware color calibration, guys, and we'll be talking about that later. Anyways, moving on, over here you've got some details about the product. Like the MRP on the box says that it's around like 1,14,000 rupees, but no, it's actually available for only around like 62,000 rupees in India. And that is it. There is nothing much written on it. So let's quickly get started with the unboxing. As I've told you at the beginning, it's a pro category monitor made specially for professionals for whom color accuracy and color reproduction is utmost important. And VP2785 supports 100% Adobe RGB, 100% sRGB, Rec 709 also, with delta E value less than 2. So lots of expectations over here, guys, and I'm like very excited for this. As soon as you open the box, you've got some papers at the top. Now these are color calibration chart reports. ViewSonic says that each of these monitors are hand tuned and pre-color calibrated at the factory itself to offer you the best possible results. So keeping these papers aside, now let's finally check out the monitor. So here's the monitor stand, comes nicely packed. Oh boy, look at that design. Beautiful curved neck in a metallic grey finish. Universal VESA mount and a large base with the ViewSonic branding. Pretty nice, and along with that you also get a couple of accessories like stand fixing screws, a display port to mini DP cable, USB Type-C cable is also there, 2 different mains cord, and lastly a 180 watt power adapter. So that's it, guys, these are all the accessories. Now let's finally check out the monitor we've been waiting for. ViewSonic's VP2785 4K Color Pro. Comes nicely packed like this and is actually quite heavy in the hand. Let me just remove this outer cover. There you go, our first look at the VP2785. Oh wow, looks beautiful, right? Frameless design. So what I'll do is I'll quickly fix the stand, set it up, and be right back to continue the video. Alright guys, I'm back. I've been using the monitor for almost 9 to 10 days, and now I am ready to share my full review on the product. So let's first start off with the design. ViewSonic's VP2785 has a minimal yet beautiful looking design in a matte black finish, just as how professionals would prefer. And not to forget that 3-sided frameless design on the front. Looks quite beautiful, right? So when you're using a multi-monitor setup with these sort of borderless monitors, you get less blind spots and the experience is much more seamless. Talking about the build quality is great. Body is entirely made of polycarbonate in a matte black finish, and love the stand design as well. Gives a premium touch to the product. So let me quickly give you an overview on all the sides, and then we'll talk about the connectivity and adjustability part. Starting off from the front, the VP2785 offers a 27-inch 4K IPS 60Hz HDR panel that is pre-color calibrated from the factory itself and supports 100% Adobe RGB, Rec 709 and sRGB color gamuts. And apart from just being fully adjustable, the VP2785 also supports auto pivot function, allowing photos on the screen to automatically position themselves when you rotate the screen. And most important feature for creators is it also also supports daisy chaining monitors. If you guys don't know, daisy chain lets you connect a series of monitors to a single video output port on your computer. You don't need to struggle with lots of cables if your monitor supports this feature. As you can see, bezels are quite thin on three sides, but you do have a bit of chin on the bottom. Given a closer look, you've got the ViewSonic branding on the left and has a built-in ambient light sensor and presence sensor at the center. See, ambient light sensor automatically adjusts the monitor's brightness based on your room's ambient lighting condition. This is a great feature as it reduces the strain on your eyes and makes you feel much more relaxed. And presence sensor automatically switches on or off the monitor based on human movements happening in front of it. This is basically to save energy, guys. For example, if you move away from the monitor for a couple of seconds, it automatically turns off the display. And to the right is where you've got all the touch control monitor buttons. Basically, these are like touch sensors. You've got power button, menu close, monitor menu, input select, quick brightness and contrast adjustment, and lastly a quick shortcut to access the color space menu. That's it on the front side. Now going to the back side, here's how it looks like. You've got the ViewSonic branding, lots of vents at the top to let the heat escape, and given a closer look at the stand, there's a provision to easily pick up the monitor and carry it anywhere, so that's a good thing, and a clean cable management slot on the lower half of the stand. Now let's have a closer look and show you all the available connectivity ports on it. You've got around 3 USB 3.1 ports, a USB Type-B is also there to use it as a hub for peripherals, there's a 3.1 Type-C port also, 2 HDMI 2.0s, 1 display port, a mini DP port is also available, 3.5mm headphone jack, and lastly a DC in for the adapter. So that's it, our complete overview on the exteriors. Now let me power on the monitor and show you the menu and the OSD display first available on this model. You can easily access it using the touch sensors on the front. The front one allows you to easily switch between different color spaces on the monitor as per your work requirement. You've got lots of options over here like Adobe RGB, sRGB is there, DCI P3, Rec 709 and much more. See, a normal consumer might get confused like, "Arey, what are these terms?" But I'm pretty sure professionals and content creators know what I'm talking about. So to give you guys like an idea, let me just briefly tell you what color space is. See, color space can be defined as a range of colors that can be displayed by a photograph. And out of all, sRGB and Adobe RGB are quite popularly used. See, sRGB is like by default the most used color space. Like most of the displays and monitors use this only, whereas Adobe RGB was designed to be compatible with CMYK printers and has almost 35% wider gamut of colors than sRGB. So you get like a more comprehensive range of saturated colors to play with during working in this sort of space. So depending on your field of work, you can easily switch the color space on it and get your job done. And not only that, the monitor also supports picture by picture with a dual color engine. So you can simultaneously split the screen and use them in two different color spaces at the same time. You can edit your photos in sRGB on the left and Adobe RGB on the right and check the differences and results at the same time, guys. Super useful mode for photographers and designers. Now moving on, you've got plethora of options in the OSD menu. There's a dedicated view mode which offers you like customized picture profiles for gaming, for photography, for movie watching, cinematographers and lot more over here. And in the color adjustment, you can define the color format, color space and fine tune color settings like saturation, gamma, temperature, and it even offers 6-axis color enhancement. So you can fine tune and adjust 6 primary colors as per your work requirement. And lastly, you've got a couple of other things like input lag, response time, uniformity, and stuff like that. Alright, keeping all these aside, now let's talk about the main part, the display. As I've told you at the beginning, VP2785 is a 27-inch 4K professional category monitor with an IPS LED backlit panel. It's actually an 8-bit panel but supports 10-bit colors with FRC and supports 100% Adobe RGB, sRGB and 100% Rec 709 also. And best part about it is the monitor is pre-color calibrated straight from the factory, so you don't have to do anything. And this will deliver an excellent delta I value less than 2 for accurate color reproduction out of the box. And yes, it supports HDR as well. And let me tell you, I've been using this monitor for the past few days, right? I was very impressed with the results. It's got 4K resolution, right? At 27 inches, there's excellent detail and sharpness. Images look crisp and clear, and especially if you're coming from 1080p panel to this, you'll be blown away with the image clarity. And talking about the colors, just look at that picture on the screen. My god, this is one of the finest displays I have seen on a monitor. It is producing excellent range of colors, that too with great accuracy. The hardware reports on my unit show that the delta is value is equal to 0.7 in both sRGB and Adobe RGB color space. That means it's got like nearly flawless color reproduction. So photographers and videographers are gonna love editing their content on this thing. I've been doing a lot of photo and video editing also, guys, and was quite satisfied with the experience. Usually on a lot of monitors that I've tested in the past, when you would open an image, you might usually observe a lot of steps and non-uniformity in the colors. But that was not the case over here. VP2785 comes with an integrated color uniformity function at a scalar level with a 14-bit 3D LUT on board to generate a smooth palette of colors with consistent chromaticity. So this makes a big difference for professionals. And not just that, guys, it also supports ViewSonic's Calibration Plus that offers hardware color calibration to ensure long-term color consistency. And lastly, talking about the white balance, color temperature, everything was on point. Brightness was also quite satisfactory at around 300 to 350 nits, and viewing angles were also great thanks to it being an IPS panel. Okay, keeping the pro part aside, I'm pretty sure you might ask like, hey Vimal, how does it feel for gaming? Well, it's got a 60Hz IPS panel that is great for casual 4K 60fps gaming. See, it's not made for that purpose, right? So don't expect things like fast response times or low input lags or stuff like that. It's got a G2G response time of around 12 to 14 milliseconds. And there is no G-Sync or FreeSync support over here. Also, I forgot to mention VP2785 also supports KVM switch with Type-C on board. So it allows users to seamlessly switch between devices or multiple PCs using the same set of keyboard and mouse. Well, that is it for today, guys. My video on ViewSonic's VP2785 professional category 4K monitor. It's a great monitor for photo and video editing. Offers highly accurate colors out of the box with different color space switching on the go. So it makes like an ideal choice for content creators or professional filmmakers. Though a couple of things you'll have to keep in mind are the monitor doesn't have built-in speakers, so you'll have to buy them separately. Again, logically speaking, anybody spending 60,000 rupees on a monitor would never use built-in speakers. He would obviously have something like professional studio monitors, right? I'm just nitpicking for you guys and letting you know in the review. Anyways, apart from that, I also wish it came with something like a monitor hood considering the price tag. And there's also no support for FreeSync or G-Sync over here. That would have been something awesome. Apart from that, everything else was great. The monitor costs around like 62,000 rupees on Amazon. I'll just leave a link to that in the description box below. You can check it out there. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video and got to know everything about it. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos. And I'll see you all in my next one.